And that's the beautiful thing about a democracy. You can participate. Community exists in all three, okay? People should be the focus in all three.
What would Surrey look like in the next 10 years?
It's a place for families, it's a place for farmers, it's a place for community, places of worship, faith-based communities. It's a places for young, it's a place for old.
Welcome back to InFocus. I'm your host Ayaan. 2026 is here and we are starting with talking about local politics, specifically the race for Surrey City Council. Over the next few months, you're going to hear a lot of slogans, a lot of promises. But today, I want to have a different kind of a conversation. My guest is Bilal Cheema and he's running for Surrey City Council. But his background is in federal government, advising prime ministers, negotiating treaties, working in rooms where actual policy decisions get made. So I want to understand, what does someone with that experience see Surrey's biggest challenges? How does federal government experience translate to municipal politics? And what's he actually proposing to do differently? No sound bites, no rehearsed answers, just a real conversation about Surrey's future. This is InFocus. Let's go. Coffee or chai?
Chai for sure.
Chai?
I've always been a chai person.
Okay.
I drink coffee, but
Yeah.
in the household that I grew up in, chai is where it's at.
Okay. Butter chicken or biryani? That's a hard one.
Wow. If I'm with my kids, it's butter chicken.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
but if I'm with certain friends, these are dear friends of mine, it's biryani because all they eat morning, afternoon, and night is rice.
I'm getting hungry as we speak. Best restaurant in Surrey that no one knows about?
There's lots of them, and you're setting me up. If I name one, everyone else is going to be pissed off at me and I'll stop getting my discounts. There's so many, and there's so many diverse cuisines.
No worries, no worries. To be honest, if you named one, I would have to go and ask them for sponsorship money. Well, now that we know your priorities, we'll start with the origin story. Let's start at the beginning. You were recruited to advise a federal minister while you were still a university student. How did that even happen?
Well, I don't know. It just happened. It wasn't something that I was seeking out. I was involved, kind of in political circles. I had experience working in government during summer times when I wasn't taking any classes. I had the opportunity to go and work in Ottawa and here in British Columbia in government offices, political offices, and gain unbelievable, invaluable experience. You know, here's a kid, literally a kid from Surrey that knows nothing about government, but has been exposed because of inspirations that maybe we'll get a chance to talk about later and will come out. But now when it goes from sweatpants and caps and hoodies to suits.
Yeah.
Okay? No more caps. You're doing your hair and you're heading into university and people are like, what's happened to you? What's going on? Right?
Yeah.
It was magical, right?
Fair enough. From that moment to now, you have 20 plus years of experience in government relations. Did you ever think that would become your path?
No. I honestly, to tell you the truth, Ayaan, I don't know what my path would have been. Okay, my path has come about in real time. Nothing was planned. I've helped people map out their lives. As I've grown and matured, I've been able to mentor youngsters and been able to help them map out, put considerations into place so they have some pathway. I didn't have that. Everything that has happened has been by happen chance.
What would you tell a young 25-year-old if you had an advice for that person, someone who's trying to figure out his or her path? What would you tell them?
Don't follow anybody. Nothing is impossible, and dream big.
You've sat in rooms with prime ministers, negotiated treaties with First Nations. What's the most important lesson those experiences have taught you?
You have to know how to listen well. You have to know how to understand perspective. You have to understand positions, right? Even though we want to believe that we live in an interest-based society, depending on what seat and what seat you sit in and what role you carry, you bring a certain perspective and position, right, to a conversation. So you have to understand that. You have to understand what motivates people. If you're interested in playing a role, and if you're interested in playing a positive role towards some sort of solution.
Can you give me a moment that changed how you look at leadership, or that helped you form your own principles for leadership?
Wow. Yeah, I'm thinking about a number of different situations, but you know what? It's been a collection of experiences over a number of years. But what I've read in some of the books behind me here, what I've been able to pick up in some of the rooms that I've been in, some of the files I've been working on over the years. Wow. You asked me about one specific moment.
Yeah.
Ayaan, I don't know. I'm 48 years old. How do you pick one specific moment that defines or had such an impact about leadership? And leadership could mean so many different things. No, there's no.
Had many.
I've had so many.
Yeah.
It's a collection, right? If I had one at 48, I'd be so ashamed, right, of myself.
100%.
Whether it's my peers, whether it's youngsters that I've had an opportunity to work with, whether it's family, my elders and my family in the community, teachers, professors, colleagues, bosses, ministers, prime ministers, on television, seeing world leaders, reading about people's life stories, picking up things on the bus, in the SkyTrain. I've had so many.
Can you give me some secrets about any world leaders?
Can I give you secrets about world leaders? I met the Dalai Lama in Ottawa. I was really young and I was working on Parliament Hill, and he had visited Ottawa. I can't remember what year it was. He has really soft hands. I was able to shake his hands.
Fair enough.
It's pretty cool. I got close enough. I was working for the Minister of Fisheries and Oceans at the time. What a beautiful Canadian he was, still is. Jeff Regan, the Honourable Jeff Regan, who also served as the Speaker of the House of Commons. Kind soul. Helped me meet the Dalai Lama.
That's amazing. So you've also been recognized as one of Canada's top 10 government relations professionals. How did that happen?
I don't know. Like everything else in my life, it just kind of happened.
It just happened.
Yeah, I guess, you know what? I put my head down. I focus on my work. I try to do good work. I don't compete with anyone. But I really focus on the people that have asked me to help. They've seen something in me. I've told them something. I've inspired them in some way. But we made a commitment. And when you make a commitment, you live up to your commitments.
And at the same time, you also received the King Charles III Coronation Medal for Community Service. Those feel like two different worlds. Like one, you're a government relations professional. The second, you're receiving a Coronation Medal. How does that work out? How do you feel about that?
I don't know if they're completely separate. In my mind, the way I see it, it's the word I used earlier: commitment, sincerity, persistence, sustain. Those are some of the values and actions and principles all bundled into one. That have allowed me to experience these things, you know. These things are not absolutely necessary. The King Charles medal was nice, but it's not something that I was aspiring to. Like, it's something that happened. It's nice to be recognized. It's a moment of, like, you know, sometimes when you're out in the public, people come at you with a whole bunch of shit. Like, they'll come at you and they'll point fingers at you. They'll doubt you. They'll undermine you. They'll challenge you, which is okay, challenge, but they'll attack your credibility. They'll attack your integrity. They'll attack your motivations, which is not cool. You don't have to agree with everyone. But honestly, just like the law says, innocent until proven guilty, you should give people the benefit of the doubt. If they're making an effort, right, and they're doing things that are good, generally for society or community, for individual, support them, encourage them. But if you do see them veering off a path, stop them, guide them, mentor them. That's what you should do. But this to me was a moment like, wow, that's pretty cool. Okay, let's keep going.
So that's actually a good answer.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm just thinking, you know, we are in 2026 and 2025 was quite a year for everyone. How's 2025 for you?
Wow, what a roller coaster. Listen, I'm not a good cook, but if I had a bowl of ingredients, my 2025 would be me attempting to cook, because you know what? It was everything in that bowl. Like everything. Just threw everything in there. And there was a lot of joy, success, heartbreak, regret, optimism, hope, despair, everything bundled together. It was probably my most emotional roller coaster of a year in the last 20.
You lost your father last year. I know that's been incredibly difficult for you. Can you tell us about him? Who was he?
Wow, your questions are so open-ended. Like, I could write a book on who my father was.
I can go more specific if you want.
No, let me tell you, and I'm going to try to define my father in a few short words. He represented hope. He represented hard work. He represented support, community, an absolute commitment to succeed for others. Not for himself, for others. That's who he was.
What did he teach you about service, about community, about showing up? Any specific memory that captures who he was?
Yeah, let me tell you something. He showed by example, and I'll give you one specific example that happened over years. When I was young, maybe, I don't know, in anywhere between my we lived in East Vancouver, in a 2-bedroom basement. There was 4 children. I was the youngest of 4, and I had mom and dad. We're in a 2-bedroom basement. Just imagine that. And my dad worked in steel fabrication. You know, he was a union job. Every moment of overtime that he could possibly get, he would work it. When he didn't have work on Saturdays and Sundays, I used to watch him get up in the morning. We'd have this station wagon back in the day, right? A family station wagon. And he'd get up in the morning. Throughout the day, he'd come back, and sometimes there would be people with him, and they had their luggage and they would stay with us. And my mom would be cooking, and we'd be hanging out, and we're like, okay, what are these people doing in our house? Who are they? Where'd they come from? And why don't we know them? And this used to happen quite regularly. And I used to go with my dad. One day I went with him, right? And eventually my brother and I would go too. He would come along too. But my dad would go in, park the car, walk in. At that time, there were small little TVs at the international arrivals. And he'd jot down flights that would be coming in that day from the subcontinent, okay? Looking at all the different routes that people take. And he used to fly a lot too, so he knew. He'd write them down, get back in his car, come around that gas station that's still there at the airport. He'd stop there, he'd get something to drink, usually probably coffee. He used to pick up these random people that didn't have anyone to greet them. He'd bring them back home. They would stay with us, they'd get fed, my dad would help them find shelter, as in a basement or a place to rent. He'd help them find a job. There was something called Manpower at the time, and he'd help so many people go there and find jobs. I was like, wow, like, why are you doing this? And his response to me and to us was that, you know, he remembered how challenging it was when he came to this country with nothing, and how he had to overcome those challenges. And he was fortunate that he had family, but many people that come to this country seeking a better future sometimes don't have anyone to greet them. And so he wanted to lessen that anxiety and fear of people. And I'm like, but what do you get out of it? He's like, I don't know, you just have to experience it. It's a joy that you get from helping people with no expectation in return. And honestly, I used to see this beautiful smile and beautiful joy in his face. And to this day, Ayaan, I'm 48. This is an experience I had with him over 40 years ago. I've been chasing that joy and happiness ever since.
Have you done the same with your kids? Have you taken them to that spot?
Well, I don't, yeah, they love airplanes. They love airplanes. We've gone there, but in different ways now, right? They'll come with me and experience things that I was inspired by my father, and hopefully that's for them to determine when they grow up, but I'm also inspiring them about community service, about giving their time, and eventually when they're earning, about giving their money and resources towards community, towards causes that are going to help within community, that's going to bring people up, that's going to leave no one behind. And those are the types of things that I'm hopefully, you know, exposing my children to. And I'm hoping that through that experience with me as their father, that giving of their time, giving of their resources, giving of their mind to help people solve some issue that doesn't feel solvable to them or pointing them in the right direction, is something that they'll pick up.
You dedicated the King Charles Medal to him. What would he say about everything you're doing now?
He wouldn't say anything. He would encourage me to continue. Award, recognition or not. This is the path that you're on. And when you're in it with the best of intentions, and when you sustain work in the community over a period of time, there's no stopping. How do you switch it on and off? I see it, okay? People are interested in public life, okay? So they'll start showing up, but then something happens, that time finishes, they were unsuccessful, they'll go back to their life. So you can't switch this on or off. There's no on or off button. Either you're committed in community and you care about the issues, you give of your time every single day, or you don't. So
now you live in Surrey. Your kids are growing up here. What does Surrey mean to you? Why do you love the city?
It's home. I've never lived anywhere else in the world longer than I've lived in Surrey. It's my home. And despite all the challenges and all the concerns and complaints that I and others and maybe some of your viewers have, but for me, it's where I feel safe because I'm surrounded by community, family, people that I know the streets.
What frustrates you about it?
There's a lot of finger pointing. Right? My dad taught me when I was young, and I don't know if your viewers can see this, but when you point a finger at other people, there's 3 fingers pointing right back at you. So recognize that, because everyone's looking at what others are doing. Everyone's prying into everyone else's life. You know, nowadays social media, what else is happening there, right? We get to see what everyone, supposedly all the good things are happening. Only good things happen on social media, right? But there's so much about Surrey. You just saw it, like, you know, the frustrations. There's lots of frustrations. Things don't get done fast enough. We don't get our fair share from any level of government. You know, our politics is divisive, nasty. It could be very personal. Because why? Because because when we beat someone down and we attack their character, that we feel better about ourselves, or it just makes them look so bad that then we are acceptable in the current position. But no, the masses are being fooled. We need to help people comprehend better. We need people to understand what's going on around them. We need people to understand the different conversations that are happening. And there's so much that we can do to be better, because better is always possible. Like who have we not heard say that, right? And you hear people promise that we're going to be better, only to let you down.
I have a follow-up question to that. What's one problem with Surrey that can be solved very easily, but it's not being solved or hasn't been solved yet?
What's one problem in Surrey?
That can be easily solved, but is not being acknowledged or not being solved yet.
Well, one problem that I have is that there's no swimming pool here by me. And that could easily be solved if they could allocate some budget and put a swimming pool by my house somewhere that I can take my kids to swimming without having to drive through traffic and go 25 minutes away to access a pool in this city. I'm being facetious, okay? I'm trying to be funny. No, there's no one problem. We have many issues, and we're a growing city, so it comes with the territory, right? I don't think that there's one huge issue that can be easily solved, because they're all challenging issues. And if it was easily solved, it would have been solved.
Fair enough.
There's lots of issues that we have, but it would be unfair for me to say that there's one issue that is so easy that it can be easily solved and that I know the answer to it, because if it was that easy, everyone would solve it. Anyone would solve it.
True. So, recently you were on the Surrey Police Service Board. You serve with multiple community organizations. You're already doing the work. So, why run for the city council?
I talked about frustrations, right? Like, I'm not a big fan of performative politics, okay? I think we've become accustomed to allowing people to do the absolute minimum, to over-politicizing governance at any level, of an us versus them environment, and that's got to stop. And I think that I want to help stop that. We need to do a better job of bringing people together, because there's so many forces at play in our environment all over the world trying to rip us apart. We got to come together. And so I'm seeing no inspiration, nothing that gives me hope from people that have been given an opportunity of a lifetime to inspire people like me and everyone else in the city. So I'm stepping up because I think I can do a better job of inspiring, of building, of collaborating, of reminding people that hope is better than despair, that we have an opportunity to all come together to build something that's much longer than 4 years. 4 years. Ask me why I said 4 years, Ayaan.
Why 4 years?
Because every election is 4 years. And so our ability to think in the future, and this is not me just saying it, look at our politicians. They are the ones that are proving me right, because the furthest that they look into the future, we got to look much further beyond that, because you can't dream big in 4 years. And I want to change that. I want to be able to provide good governance on an everyday basis, depoliticize the services that a city provides, bring in efficiencies where it's appropriate, and I'll have a lot more to say about that in the weeks and the months ahead.
Some people might say, you're a federal guy, why local politics? What do you say to that?
Listen, as an individual and as a Canadian, I have the right to participate just like anyone else. Okay, and that's the beautiful thing about a democracy. You can participate at a level or at a frequency that matches your lifestyle. Being able to participate on issues that span the federal side, the provincial side, and the municipal side. It's all about community. It's all about community. For me, I don't determine that, okay, this is federal, so I'm going to participate here. Okay, well, this is provincial, so I'm not going to participate here. No, community exists in all three, okay? People should be the focus in all three. And I live amongst the people. I work amongst the people. I'm relevant to any level of government. And I honestly think there should be more people that take an interest in understanding what roles government play in their lives and demand better. So for me, it's not being labeled, but understanding the motivations behind why you participate. It's not where you participate, it's why you participate.
Well, if you look at the city of Surrey, or you go on their website, the communication always says the future lives here, the future lives here. If we get things right, what would Surrey look like in the next 10 years?
A beautiful city where public safety is paramount. It's a community priority, where every resident deserves and feels safe in their neighborhoods, whether walking home, dropping off their kids, or running a business. It's being able to thrive and work, live, and play. And these are things that we've heard from people in the community. And this is a mantra, my dear friend Randeep Sarai, MP for Surrey Centre, talks about all the time. Being able to work, live, and play. All within, the borders of your city. We have the highest proportion of, commutes out of the city for work. So, a city that's connected with good roadways, a city with good public transportation to allow for people to move within, right? And what makes Surrey special? It's a place for families. It's a place for farmers. It's a place for community, places of worship, faith-based communities. It's places for young. It's a place for old. And everyone has the ability to live with dignity, live with pride, and feel like they live with purpose.
That's actually a pretty good answer.
Well, I'm hoping, I could say that I wish we had like 50 skyscrapers. It's all material, right? Do we need 50 skyscrapers to feel proud about? No, it's about people. It's always got to be about people. The people need to feel purpose. They need to feel that they have dignity. They need to feel safe. They need to feel visible. They need to know that those that are elected to represent them are held accountable and will be accountable. Because you know what? We won't accept anything less. It can't be the exception. It has to be the norm.
You talk a lot about building bridges, building communities. That sounds nice, but what does it actually mean in practice? Give us some specific examples.
It was a long time ago. Prime Minister Joe Clark, he was a progressive conservative prime minister who was prime minister for 9 months. Okay, but there's this term he said that has been used repeatedly, and something that I often refer to is a community of communities. Okay, and that's what we are here. You look across Canada, that's what we are across Canada. And more locally here, bringing it down more closer to home. You look around Surrey, Ayaan, what do you see? You see all types of faith, all types of cultural backgrounds. You walk, no matter what part of the city you're walking in, you'll hear different languages, right? All people looking to build better life right here. And so some of the things that I've been able to work on and enjoy is, bringing people together. That's what I do. I always feel that multiculturalism, people talk about it, right? People talk about it, people reflect on it, but we're living it. We have to live it. So we have pockets of different communities and backgrounds. And the tendency is people will gravitate towards those people who speak the same language. It's natural, especially with so much migration and immigration that's kind of supported our growth. And sometimes, people come here and they look for the food that they've always been comfortable with. They'll listen for the languages that they've always spoken, and they'll gravitate towards that. It can happen subconsciously. For me, for tackling issues, solving problems, you don't do those things alone, right? There's something called traditional knowledge, and that comes from indigenous communities. These are ways of the past that have been passed down from generation to generation, that don't necessarily get written in government policy, that don't necessarily, aren't written in corporate playbooks, but they've helped solve and contribute to progress and help solve problems. I see that as a part of something that is available to us as people that are living today. We can't solve issues alone, and we have to come together. Let's just take an issue. I serve what's such the South Asian Community Hub, and a distinctions-based approach to outreach and connecting those that have been hit with substance abuse and mental health issues. These types of struggles and problems don't hit just one community, cultural community I'm talking about. They can hit anybody. But the beauty of culture, and that's why we celebrate multiculturalism, is that we have these ideas and practices in these diverse cultures that can all help solve. So we have to bring people together. And so, and such, we have Muslims, we have Hindus, we have Sikhs. They're all coming together to help problems that impact people from all backgrounds. So we do clinics, outreach clinics at masjids, at mandars, at gurdwaras. That's beautiful. That builds connection, that builds understanding, that builds trust, because God knows in other parts of the world, there's so much force to pull us apart, to say, no, we can't work with them. There's always a them. Why does it have to be a them? It's us. We're only able to solve issues if we're talking to one another.
True.
Learning from one another. That's kind of a specific example. I hope it serves as an example for you and your viewers.
So Bilal, we are done with the tough questions. I have a quick rapid fire for you.
Bring it.
Ice hockey or basketball?
Ice hockey.
3 words to describe Surrey.
Could do better.
Nice one. Central City or Guildford Town Centre?
Guildford, it's indoors.
You've got 1 hour free on a Sunday. Where are you going in Surrey?
My bed.
If Surrey had a mascot, what would it be?
Pooh Bear.
Okay guys, that was Bilal Cheema, candidate for Surrey City Council in the upcoming municipal elections. Whether you agree with his positions or not, conversations like this help us understand people asking for our votes, their backgrounds, their priorities, and their vision for the city. This has been InFocus, our first episode of 2026. We'll be bringing you more conversations like these. Stay tuned. I'm Ayaan. Thanks for listening.